Welcome to Retirement with Jim. So today we're going to talk about some of the strategies and the things you need to work on, maybe sacrifice to get yourself ready and able to be able to retire. So if you like my content, please hit the like and subscribe button, and feel free to leave comments. I'd love to know what your opinion is, whether you agree with me, disagree with me, whatever it may be. So with that, we're going to get started. Today, I'm not coming to you from my usual golf cart. It's too cold outside, make me cough like crazy, so got to do it indoors. So first thing is plan. You really got to plan. I've said it in the past, and I'll say it again. You can't do this without preparing and making yourself, ready by planning all the aspects of retirement. So you need to know, where is your money coming from? Excuse me. So your Social Security, your 401k, what are you going to be drawing your money from? And what can you expect, to be drawing how much? This is an important factor, so you know kind of what your retirement's going to look like. And, to be prepared, you really firsthand need to know, where's the money coming from? So, excuse me when I look down, I'm looking at my notes here. So what kind of lifestyle do you want in retirement? You got to take a lot of things into consideration. How much do you want to, change in your lifestyle? Do you want it to change? Is it just slowing down and not working? Are you looking at maybe potentially traveling and excuse me, doing things that are going to cost you some money? So you got to know what your lifestyle is, what you're willing to do, what you're willing to do away with. A lot of people don't want to make sacrifices. And I got to tell you that, you got to take a good hard look, because making sacrifices, especially when you're younger and earlier, before you retire, will set you up for a more disciplined and a more enjoyable retirement. So keep that in mind, that sometimes it means making some sacrifices over things you may need to get rid of or stop doing to better prepare and have and look to the future. What's the future that you want to prepare for? So you got to take a look at that. You got to know how Medicare works. You got to do a little bit of time in investing, because that's going to be your single most important expense, when you retire, is your health insurance. So whether you're getting a supplement plan, you're getting the Medicare, the Advantage plan, you got to kind of say, okay, what's it going to cost? And you can start to look at some of that. You can start investigating early, but you got to know how it all works too. Got to know what to expect out of your Medicare. And you also need to know that, one, you need to apply for your Medicare when you turn 65. Now, if you're still going to continue to work and you're not retiring at 65, then you still have to let them know that, hey, I'm still working and I'm not going to apply yet because I have health insurance, and I'm not going to retire until whatever time that may be, 66, 67, however long you decide to work. But it's important to know, and then let them know that you're not applying for Medicare at 65, because if you don't, you get penalized. And if you miss that date, you've got a 3-month window in front of your birthday, and you've got a 3-month window behind your birthday. So you've got to be able to apply in that time frame. But if you don't, you're penalized, and you're penalized for life. So don't make that mistake. That's a costly one. So, and it's one that you wouldn't be able to undo, not without a lot of heartache and headache, and you may not even be able to, fix that. So keep that in mind. Very important. you need to assess your personal finances in the sense that, okay, not only is where your money going, but you want to take a look at, how are you doing? If you need to get onto a budget, and if you've really not budgeted, it's the perfect time to start becoming more conscious of that. Because once you retire, I'll tell you, you need to be on a budget because you got to know where, exactly what your money is. So you need to make sure that you're on a budget. A budget will make sure that life's actually a little bit more enjoyable because you won't worry about, where, your money's coming from. You know it. You also then know that you have a defined amount of income. So it's important to make sure that you can actually start making a retirement budget um, before. Because if you can project what you're going to make in retirement, you can kind of set yourself up for, okay, this is how much I have, and here's what I'm going to allocate for. So you can have a better understanding to make it easier. Like, for instance, if you want to go out and travel, do things, especially when you early retirement, you're hopefully pretty healthy and you can be able to enjoy traveling and going to places and seeing the things you want to see. So make that retirement budget. It's never too early, and it gives you a better understanding of kind of what you have to play with. So, and of course, before you're going into retirement, if you have any debt, you want to eliminate first any and all credit card debt. Don't go into retirement with any credit card debt. Pay off your credit cards, whatever you got to do to pay those off, and then become better at their use. In retirement, my wife and I, we use our credit card to pay for a lot of things that we do, groceries but we car insurance, but we do it to collect the rewards. And let's face it, if you're just paying your bill out of your debit account, you're not getting any extra money out of that. It makes sense if you use the credit card, and then we pay our credit card probably twice a month. And we don't let it build up to have a big lump, amount of money to have to pay. But we're reaping the rewards benefits every month, and depending on how much we spend, you're getting 25, and sometimes if we spend more, closer to $50 back, and that's just money you're earning, and you can either take the cash or with the rewards, or we just apply it to the balance. Drives the balance down. Makes sense for us. And everyone needs to take a look at what makes sense for them, but I would highly recommend it. It's a great way to manage your money and get the benefits from the rewards. But keep in mind, keep the credit cards manageable. And certainly when you go into, retirement, you want it to be zero. And you want to have kind of a strategy for claiming Social Security. And what I say by strategy is, when are you going to claim? 62, 63, 64, 67, or are you someone who wants to work till 70? Let's face it, there are people that want to. There are others that feel they have to. But excuse me, you want to have a strategy for when you want to step out and be done. Next thing is, what are you going to do with your time? Really think about your time in retirement. What do you plan to do with it? If you have some, ideas, some thoughts, you really want to make sure that you are, putting some thought behind that, because it makes retirement a lot more enjoyable when you have a plan. You're not just suddenly waking up and going, what am I going to do? Pardon me for a minute. I need to. So you got to figure out, what are you going to do with your time? It really makes a lot of sense. Because if you don't have an idea, I think it'll become a lot harder to make a plan and do something once you retire. You got to have an idea going into retirement what you'd like to do. Whether it's something brand new, traveling, taking up new hobbies that, or just hobbies that you've had but not had the ability to have time committed to them, but have some thought behind it. And the last thing on that is your spouse. Are you prepared with your spouse for you to retire, he or she? My wife retired before me. She got settled into her routine, and once I retired, I probably kind of, had forced her into readjusting her life a little bit because, I think I, to a degree, interrupted that. She was happy I retired, but it was an adjustment that you have to be ready and prepared for. Is your spouse ready for you to retire and spend all of your time with them? COVID taught a lot of people maybe that wasn't such a great thing, but you get time to talk to each other, figure it out, and make it enjoyable the time you have together. So with that, think about it. If you have any opinions, anything you think I left out, let me know. Things you agree or disagree with. I'm happy to hear from you. So with that, I'm going to tell you I will see you in the next one.